Everybody's in the groove and it feels so right. It's time to raise the roof, bring this place alive. With positive community energy. He's about to set it loose, call him Boogie G. Don't stop, hands in the air, put your hands in the air. Let him know that you're there. Don't stop, hands in the air, put your hands in the air. Let him know that you're there. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3, blow with that Boogie G. Go, it's that Boogie G. Go for la 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 la. All good things flow with that Boogie G. Go, it's that Boogie G. Go for la 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 la. So la 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 la. It's for la 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 la. It's for la 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 la. So la la. It's that Boogie G. Go for la 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 la. All good things flow with that Boogie G. Go, it's that Boogie G. Go for la 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 la. So la 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 la. It's for la 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 la. It's for la 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 la. So la 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 la. Now the Boogie G's in the door. I wanna see their D's on the floor. I wanna feel the beat to the core. I wanna move my feet till I'm sore. Then I wanna party some more, yeah. Ain't nothing in my seat but the groove. All I wanna see is your body move. Everybody do the Boogie G, go. Everybody do the Boogie G, go. Don't stop, hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Let them know that you're there. Don't stop, hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Let them know that you're there. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3, blow with that Boogie G. Go, it's that Boogie G. Go for la 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 la. All good things flow with that Boogie G. Go, it's that Boogie G. Go for la 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 la. It's your la 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 la. He's for la 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 la. He's for la 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 la. Okay. It's your la 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 la.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
We're like twinning today, Ed. Talking in this- Bear with us, everybody. I'm setting up the room. Give me 1 second.
Testing my mic here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Perfect.
And that other request, Mike, I don't think I'm able to do. So bear with me.
No worries.
Okay. Even everybody flies in so fast, it's like it's so hard to find. All right. Let me see where.
All right. Can we make Hakan co-host as well? So yes.
Yep, I'm hopping him in. 1 second.
All right, everybody. So we want to first of all thank everyone for coming to such late notice to this what do you call it? Compressed update.
Abbreviated cliff notes.
Additional highlights only updates. So it's good to be here. Am I waiting for Melanie or are we
Nope,
just...
you're good. You're
okay, all right. Okay. So, all right. So again, thanks everyone for coming. Hakan, thank you for taking the time to be with us again.
Hi, everybody.
We spent some time on Monday and, you know, I think we had so much going on and it was so much work that both of us in the studio, you know, I think we forgot to have fun. So I think one of the things that I really want to...
I still feel like I'm in the studio.
Yeah. And that's because I wasn't there. I wasn't there, so the fun wasn't there.
Yeah,
I usually make, see,
they're taking a lot of
they all
credit.
know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they all know. Yeah.
All right. So I thought it would be good just to have a little bit of a powwow with you, Hakan. We talk about some really amazing things. And every time we touch on these things, I just think like, I wish the community can hear this. You know, there's so much going on a daily basis, so many amazing conversations that we have. So this is a little bit more about that. We're going to guide and direct everybody so that they can actually go to the information. We shared a lot of content. We had a 2.5 hour video, which I know in today's fast-paced world, it's very hard to stop for that long. So we also have transcribed that onto an email that's going to go out later on today. So you can catch up, you can have it, in front of you in black and white. So that's a little bit easier. But we're getting to that point, and let me go on to my slides here. Obviously, we got me and Ray are here at my place, and we'll be doing some things together. But so we're getting to that place, and this is, I think, over the next few months, people are going to be absolutely thrilled and excited about what we're doing, and also maybe extremely pleasantly surprised, because that's what it is. You kind of are in the experience, and it seems like because things don't happen as fast, or things aren't happening in your experience because you're on the outside, you're not inside the company. Most of the time you don't know what's happening, and then all of a sudden things start to materialize. And that's really what we've been seeing over the last 4 weeks, is like the things that we've been talking about, the things that we've been putting into our roadmap are starting now to actually materialize. And that's the first step that happens. Then the amazing thing happens after that. If you take a quick look here, really quick, on the investment disclaimer, because we are going to share a little bit about what Cash&More NFT is doing with Miracle on a new product, so that you can be informed about that. And then also a little bit on the copyright here. Not going to read through it. You can definitely read this quick, and then also in the recording you can press pause so you understand what the copyright is. Yesterday we shared a little bit about your history, and the reason for that, Hakan, is I wanted people to understand, how you got here, your history in banking, your success in banking, which is amazing, different types of successes, and we cover that. So if you want to know really the Miracle story, then definitely go to that longer presentation and catch some of that. And also the reason today for me was that I really wanted to okay, well,
the first slide showed that. Yeah, so
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
So here's, I wanted people to see these slides a little bit better, because in the presentation we had planned that they were going to cut to the slides so you can see what's being shown. But these are articles about Hakan when he created the consumer credit product in Turkey, and when he unified the ATMs in Turkey. I don't know if you wanted to speak to that here a little bit. This is kind of
I can quickly go through what we went through at the studio. So basically, I've said this before, I started, the ATM business as I met an ATM after my law degree in the UK. I worked my way up to become the sales director of the biggest company in the UK for independent ATM. Then I was an executive then, and I brought the project to Turkey. I'm the first person to install an independent ATM in Turkey. I'm the person who managed to do the full interchange, connecting all the bank's ATMs in Turkey, and build the first consumer credit insurance program, which resulted in a 1 billion sale in a white goods brand. And, you know, all of this, as I said before, is banking, delivery channels, but the whole vision behind it was to really get to a position of owning your own bank. And that's what I really set to do. And when I saw what crypto could do and crypto could fill the remaining gap of the puzzle, I started building everything around crypto, which has brought us here today with you and the community and the team.
Yeah, and you know the interesting thing is that you know with what you're doing, Hakan, and having been through it before and seen something that you put together, you know, get that kind of result, $1 billion in the first quarter. There's something about that experience that you have that I don't have. Ray doesn't have it. We even haven't been down this road before. So as this starts to now take shape, and we're about to have that experience
it's all
together.
about it's all about building the structure, and structure is not just technology. It's the legal structure, it's the people, it's the technology, and it's the you know, the connections, the agreements you have with third parties. Once you've built all that together, rolling out is obviously is a different experience, and it's a numbers game. You know, if you have a powerful product and you know how to create numbers, you roll out fast. And I've done this before. I know how it needs to be done, and that's where we are today. You know, we're about to start rolling out numbers.
Awesome, awesome. So this is us when we first actually signed the first deal together, and it was a franchise model back then. That was November 21st, 2021. So that was a long time ago when we look at that picture. So what happened was we went from a kind of a franchise model into what we call basically liquidity pools with CPU and NFTs and a very digital profile as a sort of a partnership with people. And we left the idea of master franchise because we saw that the master franchisee could end up hurting the company by working against the company as a master franchisee. So we said, okay, this is actually how we could do this. And that's when we launched Cash&More NFT in 2015. May 15, 2022. And then we had a roadmap, we had a game plan. At the same time, we did have a franchisee in Holland, and we were able to open Holland fairly easily and quickly, right?
Right. Those days, you know, the Micah regulation wasn't really pushing, you know, and each country had their own regulation.
Yeah.
After we obtained Holland, there was a period where the local regulatory body knew that in 1.5, 2 years, there won't be the authority anymore. And then you've got Micah trying to mature their law, get it through the EU Parliament. And we caught in between that handover, if you want to call it. But today, with our Holland license from May 2025, that opens the door not only to the countries we set to roll out, but every single EU country out there is a territory that we can roll out into with the products that we've matured on the way.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I even spoke to you very early, and back in those days, there were companies that were doing a license through Lithuania, and we held one there for a few months, and then that changed. So, you know, things started to change, and we had a roadmap that was very simple. You know, we were going into the different countries, we're going to pull revenue from there. We could start paying out revenue. And then, of course, like many companies experience, things happen where you get challenged on what your roadmap is, what your business is, and then you have to adapt. And, you know, in the big meeting, you're explaining that.
But
Go ahead.
Sorry, Micah, but one thing that needs to be remembered here is when you're caught in between a handover, okay, what did Miracle do about it, right?
Yeah.
We didn't sit and just wait for that handover to happen. Where we set out to build, I don't know, 3 or 4 different products, we filled that gap of time by building another 5. And it's brought us today into a position that when we roll out with so much muscle and so much options to the consumer out there and the merchants that makes us unique in the market. That's what we've done.
And that's one of the, one of part of our story is that when we did switch over, we already had gone sort of down this path. We had investors, we had a plan, and they also had some expectations based on that original plan. Then when this was happening, we were looking at, and I know every day we were looking at, okay, do we do a piggyback for Germany? Do we do this? And, we would take these steps to see how to navigate when we were in the middle of that handover. And then finally, we saw that, okay, well, we looked at if we open Germany, if we open France, what does that look like? If we open Spain,
but if you do a piggyback, okay, and you put your money, your investment into the integration, you're building a structure that you're going to drop at May 2025. Do you waste that investment there and redo it, or do you use that investment to building something like Web3 and having something to add on to the whole picture as you're going forward? That's the decision we took.
Yeah, like if we did a piggyback, we would end up canceling that contract. The piggyback is when you work with an existing company, they already have the license. So we would cancel that contract May of 2025 because we don't need to pay them anymore for a split commission with them on all sales. So then it's, do you spend the money to do the piggyback thing, to integrate with their systems, go through the months and work at that and the cost of that. And of course, we saw that was really just a bad plan to do that. And then we created Plan B. And this is sort of what we wanted to really have people see and what that did for everyone who invested with us early, where something that could be a negative actually turned into an incredible positive.
It's an incredible positive.
Yeah. So this is really what happened is that, we went from, we were going to individually open each country and we were doing all that. Then it was, completely, first of all, to change the position of every investor into being able to own everything we do was the move of acquiring Metaterra. Then from there, we can do, really everything, because everything we do, now the investor went from owning every transaction in one country, like in Italy or in Germany or in France, they went to now owning every transaction in the entire world. Any country we open, any product we launch, they now have an ownership to, and that is 100 times bigger position than they originally had. And I think this was one of those conversations that we actually haven't really had with our investors so that they can understand how much better they are in this position than they were before. And I've mentioned it to people there. Go ahead.
It's not only that, turning everything into Metaterra and actually building it in a way that everybody benefits from it, although they invested in one piece of the investment. One, shows what we've done in between, but two, as a vision and way of partnership, shows our view against what we want to build is building together. So all of this is as you said, turn out to be something much bigger. But there are very few managements out there that when they're building something on top of something they already promised and putting that under the same umbrella is actually a unique. I'm proud of the way we're doing it, and sharing it with the investors all along. I think is a uniqueness in itself.
I mean, 100%. And I think that this and understanding this is the key to that we are really joined in the same mission with our community and our investors. There's a lot of talk that goes on out there in the world, and we've had some people who, they hate us, they hate our success, they hate what we're doing. And, so really connecting with our investors as a community.
But that's the story of every successful mega company. That is the story. As you go up, if there's no haters on the way, there must be something that you're doing wrong. That's been the case. We're not the first or the last one, Micah. So
they don't care about you, so you're not doing anything that's special. So let's look at where we are, Hakan. So we invested in Web3 with a very talented team, and that led to a very special product. And we have several hundred people in the training program now to learn about farming tokens and how our Leveler platform is introducing a completely new position in that.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to say there, because I hear people, Leveler's finished. Why is it not moving? Well, the product's finished, and we want to move when we've built everything around it. The education, the people that's ready to put the liquidity in the pool. So all of that is going on at the moment. So when we hit, we want to do a knockout. So the product is there. The product will carry on growing. We've got a big plan for the next 1 year on Web3. It will not stop. We will keep this uniqueness to Web3 by growing it and making it a global product. What we have in our hands on the Web3 is something. I don't know if you're going to go into numbers today, but we did there at the studio. So yeah.
So, and on this map, I just want to highlight a couple of things. We purchased the rights back from a franchisee from Netherlands, relaunched Netherlands, did a partnership with BitDNX there. We just now first started transacting crypto to cash and cash to crypto in the store. Which is
first in Europe,
right? So you were just saying you were the first.
Which is first in Europe.
First on this. So now it's another first for you in your career, which is a first.
Leveler's a first.
A Leveler's a first. Netherlands is a first cash transaction in Europe. This is big news. Do you think that that's going to be in the press?
I mean, the last couple of months we've been in the press. I think we've got so much content, so much of a story that can go in the press. Yes, it will be one of the stuff that's going in the press. We have many more, successes at the moment that are getting ready to go in the press. So yes,
we'll continue
and there's many more that will be in the press.
Another big thing here that's coming up is us now doing the capitalization of our company.
Yeah.
And then also finalizing and doing the merger. And we were having a conversation earlier today, and you were just touching on some of these things that we've been doing on that side, which has to do with our corporate structure. Establishing a holding company in Portugal, bringing all of these different companies in under that. All of these tasks and events that we have to complete take time. And there's, you know, really the structure and figuring out where a company should be and how what should own what and the laws. And I mean, that all of that is a very, very consuming task for our lawyers, for our company.
And I was telling you today, you know,
yeah,
bring in value into one holding company and putting it into a pot, let's say, that everybody's sharing from. Building that on its own, forget the technology, forget the licenses, that whole process of tying company to another company and the ownership of that company going into a holding company. All of this is highly costly, but not only costly, it's time consuming. We've built all this. We have over 20 companies tied into each other and finding its way with no, even Miracle Media, which is broadcasting Cyprus soccer, we call it soccer, right? Even that's tied in, you know. I mean, and why did we go into media? Sorry, I need to jump in and
no, I laugh because anytime you talk about football, the smile just goes from ear to ear. So I think it's great.
Yeah, you know what I did? You know what I did?
Experience you as a businessman, and
everyone should win.
You know what? You know what?
Watching his
you know what I did the other day? You know what I did the other day? So I showed you, right? Or did I show you? Anyway, we scored. I'll get back to the topic, but I need to give you this. So obviously we scored a smashing goal. And obviously when we score, I forget where we are. So I like jumped off the wall and I was about to like half of my body in the stadium. So this Haluk just pulled me back and he said, "What are you doing? You're a well-known guy. You're sort of embarrassing yourself." I said, "I'm not embarrassing myself. This is you know, this is it. This is the passion. And this is the passion that goes with this business as well." Now, when I was talking about Miracle Media and we were talking about Leveler Ready and Leveler getting ready to roll out, the real reason behind building Miracle Media, because I think for me it's very emotional and I would like to say, you know, was one, to give a country, the youth, something that they never experienced. And that's what they're experiencing. By building that technology and building that infrastructure, we are now started to work to roll out Miracle Crypto TV at the end of first Q 2025. So what does Crypto TV do? It's going to be, you know, it's going to be an extreme sports crypto blended TV channel streaming globally. Yeah. We will educate people. People will stick to our brand. Once people stick to our brand, they will start using more and more products, our products, because it's great building a great product. It's great putting it out there, but the uniqueness is how much stick you build to that brand. And I think Crypto TV is going to play a big role in that, and that's what we're really putting a lot of energy. And it's complete. You know, the whole company is down.
Yeah. You know, even you were showing me the match when we were at the studio, and the effect of seeing your team or our team on TV is really a different effect. Anything that's on TV elevates the value of that, you know. I was watching the replay and the goal, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I've been to a lot of the matches, so I get this media play, and it's an amazing play. And I know you were sharing with me just to get that TV license, because it has rights where we can broadcast all over the world, and you don't just get that license that easily. It's a very special thing.
And you can't just get it with paying the fee, Micah. It takes more than paying the fee of a license.
Right. There's political things involved. So then we get to, and I'll move on now because I know we have a lot to cover, but then we move on and we launch another application, Miracle Swap, which is complementing Leveler, and now we're competing in the decentralized finance space with big people. And then May of 2025, we open Europe, but now when we open Europe, we know one of the contracts we have has several million accounts in Europe. And everyone who used to just be tied to one country, now they're in all the countries that we've tokenized, but in another 18 countries that they now have a financial interest in. And we have a partnership where, and we'll talk about this in a minute, but we have a partnership now where when we open Europe, it really means us getting revenue from all countries in Europe in one big move, which we didn't have 2 years ago. We didn't have that position, right? So
right. And we have as big as that partnership, we have another one in the oven at the moment, cooking.
Right. And yeah, that one is also a massive collection of accounts throughout the world.
Yes.
And then, I mean, last but not least, I guess I can say this, like we're literally broke ground of the Phoenix Hotel, Phoenix Hera Hotel Casino. So when you look at that, I mean, that's unbelievable to me. One of the reasons for that is when I came here to the island, for some reason,
is there any tokenized casino?
No.
So that's the first as well.
In the world.
So we first.
So that's the first in the world.
We have a casino that actually has a crypto option where you can basically load your machine or you can be at the table and access your crypto. So anyone can come from anywhere in the world, have a few $1 million sitting in their, crypto wallet. And I know from my own experience, whenever you spend crypto, you spend more, the amount of money that's gone through my wallets, you can't even compare that to my bank account. So this is a huge deal. Me and Ray did some research. I mean, we're excited about it because we want to be part of creating the atmosphere and the culture at the casino. But you have small casinos in California doing $500 million profit a year.
And
amazing.
These aren't the Vegas casinos. These are, the Palm Springs, the desert casinos on Indian land that, some don't have much around them, and they're doing those kind of numbers.
Yeah. So that's very powerful. So then again, the reason why people want to understand this stuff is because with that going public with Manatera, it means that they leveled up and they're part of all this. They weren't before. And really, I mean, you as a company and everything, you could have said, well, this company's not part of it, or this company's not part of it.
We, Micah, it's not about me, it's about us. And that's what I was trying to say at the beginning. We took that, and we took that decision not as a strategic decision. We didn't sit around the table and say, let's do this. We did this naturally. That's what's unique.
Yeah. 3.5 years ago, whenever we started our crypto community, one of the pillars was that we were all going to get wealthy, not just a few of us. The whole plan was to create a movement within our community to learn about this industry and then to have this experience. And, it's actually happening. So that is really part of this journey. So then yesterday we did, 2 days ago when we did the update, we said that we would be mailing these, but they're going to be emailing them. So it won't be a physical certificate because the challenge there is too big, but you will get it emailed, and everything that you need to know about this will be shared and sent to you. So you need not to worry about that. And here, if we talk some numbers, the DCF that we have, the original one was done really just focusing on the specific countries. So what came out of that was that the Italy was worth 38,000. When you look at the total Italy value, splits between all of these sort of share bundles. Spain at 289,000, UK 150.
Value today, Micah.
Well, this is specifically that DCF, but doesn't cover what we've now done, which is adding everything that you see on the left.
Yeah, none of the, you know, Hera, Phoenix Hera, Miracle Pay, Phoenix, none of that is included in
Yeah,
all
so
this.
that is without
Yes,
this added value. So
correct.
that added value, and this is, again, I have to say this. Yes, it says Italy, yes, it says Spain, but you are included in everything because of that move of going public with Menaterra. It changed the game completely for all. And we're looking at these individual companies, their DCFs being, I hate to use these big numbers, but we're seeing these companies reaching billion-dollar valuations very early, and that's added to everyone's share ownership, bond ownership, because it ends up being a common share of the company. So this is a really big deal that I can't stop to point out for everyone. It should be something that makes you smile, makes you sleep tonight very good, because what's coming is just amazing.
And because of that hard pivot we had to do, this happened. I mean, you know, a lot of people are saying, oh, I actually saw it like as great news.
Yeah, so the negative really is a positive when you understand what has happened over the last 2 years with Miracle and all of the companies that are involved. Hakan was telling me earlier, there's like 20 companies part of this now.
Yeah.
So,
and the value of your investment.
And we just realized we needed to launch another company. And you were explaining, I mean, you know, these are the things that people don't understand. Just to have another company, you have a dedicated lawyer, a dedicated accountant, and what else?
An address.
And an address. And you're talking about thousands of dollars just to have a company.
Just to have it.
Just to have it, you know. So, and then doing all the work that needs to be done for the company to come in the right way underneath the holding company and Menaterra. So these are just, you know, a lot of things and work that's being done on that end, the corporate end. Okay. We touched on this yesterday. We were just saying during this time, you know, out in the world, it hasn't been easy. You know, money itself has lost value. The dollar's lost value. 401ks have been sitting flat. Stock markets have been, you know, challenged. Inflation has been really hard. And, you know, during this time, everyone who's part of our project have continuously been increasing their net worth by being owners and being part of this. So while everything else has gone crazy out there, your net worth has been continuously growing. Here's just a few of the companies that are involved. And one of them here, we're showing one of the moves that we made was getting involved in decentralized finance. And when you look at what's happening in crypto, a lot of the volume in the crypto market is going into the decentralized finance. You look at the growth of that space. 2020 was a $1 billion industry. 2025, an $89 billion industry. And by 2030, they're estimating a $700 billion industry. So can we have success here? Well, if you look at the growth, you know, you don't even have to compete for what's there now. You can just compete for what's coming, and you can do an exceptional company inside of this. And we have an exceptional two products that we're going to enter that market into. Keep in mind, like you were saying earlier, Hakan, it's like, well, what's going on with Leveler? You know, it launched last week, and it's, yes, we're expecting fast growth, but reasonable fast. Part of launching means that you're testing, you're making sure that you're protecting the customers. We're doing a special product that has some risk in it when you're
and we've built an incredible Web3 team, not only to build it, but to roll it out. I mean, the strategy they put together and the numbers, I don't know, that you are actually conservative, is quite a value add to everybody's wealth.
Yeah. So we have a phenomenal GM for this separate company, and we have an amazing plan for where it's going and what we're doing with it. So that, of course, is a Phoenix added value as well, and that will, you know, continuously increase what Phoenix is perceived at, what Phoenix is, the interest that will be around Phoenix. It all has to do with everything that we're doing as a company. Again, this is Amsterdam. I watched the video, you know, because we are going to the stores a lot here, exchanging our crypto for cash.
Awesome.
So we know the experience. We go in, we send in the crypto, and then
becomes real.
Yeah, and then the money machine goes, and then you get a stack of cash, you know, so we're used to that. But seeing that actually in Europe, to me, was very special, because I know how tight the regulations are, and, you know, what it takes to get to that point. And of course, when we are the first ones to do it, that tells that story that no one else has done it. And, you know, within 15 minutes of opening the first day, we did a $7,000 transaction, and there's a 5% commission on that. So looking at what that will lead to, you know, it's an amazing cash flow, amazing start to that business there, cash to crypto and crypto to cash. I can see people coming from other cities just to do that transaction.
And having an establishment there, you know, from May, as we're rolling out with our big contract, Miracle Pay, the fact that we're actually physically there as well is actually builds a very good, strong relationship with the merchant network that you're building as well.
Oh,
you're not somebody that can be found, you know, over the net. You're actually there.
Yeah, belly to belly, face to face. Talking to the customers. We can even have education there, and obviously have it to be a place to market and sell cash flow as well. So this we've been talking about, and this sort of touches on your first career in finance, which was...
You know, I don't agree on these numbers, but...
Well, yeah,
we'll go with these numbers. We'll go with these numbers.
We've talked a lot about it. I'm on the same page you are. You know, you were sharing with me what your sales was when it came to ATMs. Well, there was a 14,000 pound sale that they had to pay for them to get the ATM machine
and have the space
and have the space. And even with that, you said you put
some of them which were afraid about security reasons. All of that.
Yeah, so it's a sale. It's a challenge. It's a sale. Now, here's the thing that maybe many don't understand. So when you go on to the Ingenico, for instance, that's one of our deals. We will have many more, but just what happens is that you already have the network of merchants there.
And the terminal there.
And they already have the hardware, the terminal. So for them, if they want to transact crypto, if they have the idea to, which many are going to have, all they have to do is fill out a form and get onboarded. That can take a day or two, and then they can start transacting. So that can easily happen without a phone call, because there would be an idea and a need, and maybe they're already in crypto and they see that now it's available. So that's one of them. But what is the sale? Well, the sale is giving information that they have the ability now, if they want it, and
turn it on.
There's a couple of steps to turn it on. So then you have really what we're doing, and what we're going to share in a minute here is we're going to share about the new Node product. And really the idea behind that is we want to stay ahead of the competition. And how do you do that? Well, you invest into your expansion. So can we have 5,000 people who are doing this work to expand our Miracle Pay service into that network of 40 million locations? Yes. And the more people you have and the faster you do that, the more you corner the market. So that's why we look to partner.
We are ahead of the game now. We have an opportunity to start rolling out at May. The minute we start rolling out, obviously people.
Well, we can start in a few days in Holland.
Oh yeah, we will start in Holland straight away.
We've identified 120,000 merchants in Holland that we can start.
We have the names, telephones already, but I'm talking about really pushing growth. And I mean, yes, 50,000 a year, and we calculated there's 27 countries in Europe. To get 50,000, what was it? Selling 20 a week per country. Well, yeah. Come on, I can sell 20 a day myself.
Right.
Right.
And investing into that really is all about staying ahead of the competition. So Amazon didn't take profit for 20 years. Why? So they can become Amazon. They are the biggest company selling product and digital products in the world, and they continue to invest into their growth. So, we're looking at allocating 5 million into growing Miracle Pay's footprint. And what happens when we do that is that everyone who has Metaterra ownership will gain that net worth. Miracle Pay can grow into a multi-billion-dollar company in just a few short years. And then everyone who has shares in the company will just, level up like in a huge way. So that's why we are big on, for instance, this new product is because that's extra funding. Of course, we will sell our convertible bonds, but every dollar that comes in gives us that advantage to stay ahead of the competition and be the leader in this industry. That's how you do it. And that's why we will go after this in a very, very aggressive way. And yes, I agree with you, Hakan. 50,000 a year is very achievable with this type of sale because there's no money in this sale. All they have to do is take an action and open up a new way to make more money for their business. Pretty logical sale, really a quick conversation. Most of the merchants are going to do it. It's just, getting the information out there. But on this plan, which we believe we will outperform at a $2 a day average revenue from these merchants, you're looking at over 180 million a year in revenue, and that makes Miracle Pay a $2 billion company. We believe we can easily outperform that, but even at these rates.
And that 2 billion isn't in the previous DCF.
Right. So we haven't added that to the DCF, which means that would also translate into what Italy is worth. It translates into what Spain is worth. It translates into what France is worth, because that 2 billion goes in on that side as well. So that's was to me one of the biggest things that I felt that we needed to talk about. Oh, let's look at this. We have the video.
Huge deal.
Yeah. Another happy customer. Very good. So I think this will be maybe the last part here for you on this call, Hakan. And again, I appreciate you taking the time out to do this.
Pleasure.
But this was really us really talking about how the ecosystem and how all of these different systems sort of merge and operate together. And this is the future then that we're
the future bank.
The future of banking. And one of my, again, I say this, one of my favorite products, which is really the original flagship product that Miracle was, is Miracle with installments. I think that's a massive product.
I would like to first say, when we first said, well, we're about to complete a card, a crypto debit card.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it took some time.
Yep.
But we're not the first in the world on this one, unfortunately.
Yes.
But, for me, as I said on the previous call, when Ken shared a video with me and I saw, somebody paying their gas at Barbados was or everything. It was that said so much to me, But having this great big network out there building the terminals, terminals are already there, getting them activated, and having the card actually is the tip of the iceberg. It allows people to purchase their goods, but there's a lot of people out there that want the example you gave the other day, want a bigger TV. They want to watch a football match on a bigger screen, right? Yep. And the fact that we've now built that, and with the experience that I have from the consumer credit insurance, we will be the first company in the world that is allowing the consumer to buy crypto based on credit scoring and load it to their cards. Now, this is a shift in consumer banking. It's like the shift in consumer banking. And that is not even in our calculations yet.
Yeah.
Right? That's allowing, because, everything that we've built is a channel to the other one. The fact that we've built Leveler is a liquidity pool. And that liquidity pool, the test that we've been doing for the last weeks, the product works. And the fact that you now have a working product and you're actually touching people with liquidity that's ready to go into liquidity pools, okay? You're now touching funds that can be used for consumer credit. And you're just turning the same pool over and over again, okay? And each time that pool turns, you're potentially making 10 to 14% APR on that pool per annum. There are very few banks that does that.
Yeah. It's inviting people into being on the right side of banking instead of the wrong side of banking. We've been on the wrong side of banking, paying compounded interest against us, paying high credit card debt fees, but being able to actually put some of your liquidity in there, have it be used, and then earning money on that at the touch of a button.
Micah, mark my words, okay? Mark my words. In 1.5 to 2 years, okay, we will see at least one international bank using their funds in our liquidity pool. That's what I see. That's my vision. And mark my words today, this will happen. I see this happening.
And so, you know, what everyone's looking at now is, you know, we've been paying commissions with Mircoin. We're looking at changing that over to Phoenix to put more liquidity and more volume into Phoenix. Now, what does that mean? Well, you can instantly go from Phoenix to you know, USDT if you want to lock it to the dollar, or you can keep it in Phoenix and, you know, ride the Phoenix up to a higher price, and then you have more dollar value in your account. And it'll be very easy for you to receive your Phoenix payments from your nodes. They can go right onto your card, and if you need to spend that day, you spend that day. If you don't need to, you don't spend that day. But it makes your earnings super liquid and super convenient for you to pull or to leave, or to even, you know, if you choose, okay, well, I'm going to put it in, you know, the lender pool for Leveler, and I'm going to actually enjoy that increase in value rather than keep it in a fiat currency that's losing value, for instance. So you have all these options available to you.
Again, not financial advice.
Okay.
So that's
my part, is it?
That's your part, Hakan.
Okay. I mean, it's much shorter than the studio. And
Yeah.
I would like to say once again, I'm really proud to where we are today, to be able to talk about various products and various channels. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have been able to achieve what we've achieved. We're a team, and we're a winner team. That's
We
what
are
we are.
a winning team. We are winners, and we're going to win together.
Yes. So I'll leave you to it. Thank you, Micah. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you so much, Hakan.
Thanks, Hakan.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye. All right. So now we're gonna talk a little bit about being smart financially. I wasn't taught about how to do life, how to do finance as a kid. You know, my parents weren't
Me neither.
doing that, and so I you know, moved from Sweden to the States, and, you know, got my first credit card and was able to, you know, charge things, and had American Express, and, you know, I was doing well and making money, and then putting things on the card and going on trips. And then, yeah, I was able to pay down my cards, and I was fine. And then when I had kind of a bad year, all of a sudden, I was sitting with these high credit card debts, and, you know, didn't realize how that could really affect you. And if you end up not doing well for 2 or 3 years, you could be just a slave to that debt. And so I really wasn't taught like how to do the finance thing in a smart way.
How to play this game.
Yeah. And, you know, I experienced residual income, and, you know, but then when I had kind of a financial crash in my life, that's when I changed my mind on, I need to be smart, or I'll just be a slave to debt my whole life. So I need to do things differently. And, you know, I read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I learned about, you know, what is an asset, you know? And, you know, I went into that thinking, if you own a house, that's your asset. If you owned
Yeah,
you
I
know,
always thought that.
yeah,
That's what we were raised
yeah,
hearing.
like your bank account is an asset. If
Yeah.
you know, if you have a nice car, that's an asset.
401k.
Yeah. And then, you know, it was learning that, okay, wait a minute. Anything that's gonna cost you money every month is a liability.
Yeah.
You know, so you have your house, you got your mortgage, and you got your taxes. Car, you have a car payment. You know, even your bank account, you got fees. And it's like the only thing that is an asset is something that pays you every month, that pays you passively. And the more assets you have, the more freedom you will experience in life. If you don't have assets and you just have liabilities, then you're either, you don't have choices. You can get mistreated at work and you have no option but to suck it up and show up the next day, because if you don't, there's your, house payment. And I mean, it's just in a position. So, there's maybe people who are a little bit younger on the call. There's people who are mid-age, and there's people who are, at the end of their working life.
And just really quick to piggyback on what you were saying, Mike, is like a lot of people when the book came out in 97, 98, roughly, Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it offended a lot of people. He shook a lot of people up because, it was like, wait a second, my house is an asset. They got defensive a lot. And he started doing, interviews and on different, this was before the podcast came to us. And, he was talking, it's so true. I mean, we did not get taught how money works or how taxes work in school. We got taught, what are at least in the US, I know the first 42 presidents in order. Yeah. I know who the dinosaurs was and what a parallelogram was, and thank God, because parallelogram season is coming up, unlike tax season. But it's one of those things where once you dive into that book and realize it's pretty black and white, the way he posed it. If it shoots money to you every month, asset. If it's taking money out of it, it's a liability. There's no gray area. Yeah, it makes it easy.
And the pain of bankruptcy was my teacher. That's how I learned. And ever since then, I'm like, okay, lower my monthly costs and get into having passive income. So we've been building this, and what we're doing with this this product that we're going to share with you is that it's for life passive income. It's about growing your wealth. And now you can be interested in this or not be interested in this, but to understand us as a company is that this is about building wealth. This is about long-term residual income. I have yet to find any of these companies who say that they have it, actually have it. They don't have it because you have to work for it. You never stop working for these things that they call passive. And this is the first product that I've ever seen in an affiliate program that actually offers something like that. So,
and there's so many money games out there.
Yeah, we're gonna skip forward to this. And after this, I wanted to have a conversation about Phoenix, but we did that in the upgrade. So the simple question is a financial question, if it makes sense to you or not. So if I asked you to give me, $600, and then I offered to pay you back every month $30 to $60 or more for the rest of your life, would that be a deal that you would make? If you say no, then there's something that you're missing. If you say yes, then you're really understanding that it's better to have that, obviously, have that payment for the rest of your life than what you can do with the $600 today. Now, if we change that number and we were to say it's a $10,000 deal, then in our product, that brings you $480 a month. Now, if you have $10,000 and you don't have a car and you need a car, then you can take the $10,000 and you can go buy that car. Now, that car is going to last you for a certain amount of time. And then once that car is not drivable again, then you need to get a new one, and you need to get another, $10,000.
And as soon as you drive it off the lot, it automatically depreciates around 30% as soon as you leave the lot.
If it's new, yeah. But for 10,000, you probably don't get a new car. So instead, you can take the $10,000 and you can put it into an asset that pays you every day and pays you $480 a month. And then you're probably leasing a new car, and that payment is 100% covered by that asset. And now you've eliminated, number one, having to buy a new car because, you know, you can lease it every 3 years and you're driving a brand new car. It's never breaking down on you. And you have a new car for life with just that same 10,000, which would have been a few years of having a car, and then you don't have a car. That's the power of having assets that pay you. So we've created that, and it is a Miracle Pay CPU partnership, basically. I forgot to do this while Hakan was on the call with us, but I have amazing news on everyone who owns our existing nodes, which, by the way, they're paying about $30 a month right now, and they're about to increase to, I think, $40 a month or something like that. So congratulations to all you who own that, because that number is only going to continue to increase. Now, those of you who have that, which is really a CPU partnership, you actually don't have to run nodes every day. We've figured out how to eliminate that. So you will be paid for the rest of your life without having to run to the computer every day to run them. If you've done it up until this point or not done it, you will still get paid for every day that you've owned those nodes. And those points will turn into tokens. And those tokens we will be paying out in 4 installments, the Phoenix that you earned during the beta phase. And that will start in December before the event. So Miracle Pay, the base price for this CPU is $700. The average price is $600. It's 30% of Miracle Pay is allocated towards these nodes for life. There is an ongoing continuous payment that comes out of that, but we are guaranteeing a minimum of $1 per day for the next 24 months, which will return all of the money that was put into it, and then for the rest of your life, you're in profit with this. But in addition to that, we have added also to that 30% coming from the Phoenix Hera Resort Casino online, which is this supporting a website for that. But there will be a fund coming from the entire project, not just the online. And anyone who knows what these businesses do can understand that that is an amazing additional bonus revenue that's going to be coming to these nodes. And there's going to be a lot of fun as well. So that's Miracle Pay transactions. What these CPUs are doing is participating in the validations of the transactions, and you are the owner of that, and that's why you're being compensated for that. And same thing with Phoenix Hera Resort and the casino online as well. So we're going to share now what the different packages are. We've come up with some really fun and exciting packages. I don't know if you want to join in on that. But why don't you?
I think we sat down and wanted to let people solidify, in essence, their name, their you know, with what they want to be remembered by a little bit within our community, within the Boogie Gopher.
Yeah, we wanted everyone to have a legacy at this resort. This, you know, being part of this is really a unique thing. It's a community that's brought this casino to existence.
When's the next time you can stamp your legacy in something like this, you know, around the world? But so we created some note reward packages. So again, one note is $700 if you do the singles, but if you level up and do packages, The first one is $5,000 package. You're going to get 8 nodes. And again, it starts paying the day after the payment is completed.
Starts paying right away.
Starts paying right away. And why don't you talk about this little bonus node right here? And
I mean, we're always doing some fun things. So we're adding 1 node to this package if it's bought before the 15th of November. So there's 1 bonus node for that. And also for the first month, it's going to be the double of the 1. So it's a $2 a day in Phoenix. And we're going to show you in a little while actually what a big deal that is when we talk about the Phoenix effect.
Yeah.
So we're already obviously talking about an amazing deal if there was no Phoenix effect. For instance, on this next package, we'll talk about really what the numbers are. Here, $10,000, that comes and that you will have a plaque on the wall at the Phoenix Resort with your name on it. So your legacy there.
We're gonna have kind of like a founder's wall.
Yeah, for the rest of your life. And 2 extra nodes until November 15. Now, if you have a Phoenix package at 16 nodes, you're doing $480 a month minimum. And if you do that for the next 30 months, then you will bring in $14,400 in passive income. And then if you say for the next 28 years, this thing is paying you, then the total of that would be $161,280 in passive income from just this 1 package without the Phoenix effect. Once we add the Phoenix effect to that, you'll see some powerful numbers. And of course, with the 2 extra nodes, you're adding about a 10%, a little bit of 13% additional pay to that package. We'll speed things up a little bit. The $25,000 package.
Like this one.
This is fun because at the resort there will be you can actually have a drink made out in your name. So it could be the Jack Daniel and Coke. That would be maybe not so creative.
Frank the Tank.
Riz Gin. So creative names, a drink in your name, your legacy for the rest of your life there. Then we get into the next package up is $50,000. That brings you 83 nodes, 4 bonus nodes. Again, double pay for the first month. And you get a star on the Hera Walk of Fame. So it's going to be similar to how they do it on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And so your name and a star on there, and you will have a legacy at the first crypto casino in the world for the rest of eternity, or until that casino is no longer there, but it will be there forever. $100,000 package, 171 nodes. That means you're making $171 a day, 5 bonus nodes. And when we get up into these levels, you know, a cabana named in your made in your name. Of course, it's not going to be 100 cabanas there. So if we do end up running out of naming cabanas, we'll come up with something. We can also speak to you and discuss what you want. But you know, we will have creative ways to leave a legacy of you at this resort casino. Then we have the $250,000 package, 441 nodes, 6 bonus nodes. And here you can even maybe have a venue in your name. These are subject to change because, you know, the designer of things, we'd have to work some things out with them. And but there will be some amazing ways to create legacy at the hotel. And then once we get into the top packages, it comes with a suite that you can use 4 weeks free for the first 4 years, and then 1 week free for the next 6 years. That comes with 916 nodes plus the 7 until November, and that will have we can name hotel suites in your name. And we can discuss some other fun. So all of these come with a name on the wall, of course, like a plaque and a star as well. And the 250 also comes with the star on the Walk of Fame. And then we have the biggest package that we've created. This is presidential suite or equivalent, 4 weeks free for the first 4 years, 1 week. For the next 6 years, again, suite in your name. We'll come up with some really cool, exciting things. We even talked about having statues named after people. We'll see how that works. Okay, so again, first 30 days, it'll be double on the Phoenix. So you're getting Phoenix every day. Keep that in mind. What we're doing here, we'll put 20 to 30 million dollars of liquidity into Phoenix when it's done right, and we will do it right. It will boost the volume. And when we look at different math structures to that, then we can see a Phoenix run. And it's hard to predict, how high it goes or what the exact effect will be. But there's really no way for the coin to stay down with this amount of activity and excitement and, having Miracle Pay involved and everything. So once the public knows we're real and they discover us and they see this, we can only guess what will happen to the coin, but we've done some really conservative numbers on what happens to Phoenix. So if you have a game plan, so this is the Phoenix effect. If you have a game plan with the nodes, you really want to look at that you hold on to your coins. Some people won't do that. They just want to cash out and get the cash every day, and maybe they trust the dollar more than a token. But really, with this, as it happens, when Leveler's using Phoenix, when Miracle Pay is using Phoenix, and all of these things are being plugged in, the more you build that over time, the more self-evident it becomes, and the more the token becomes really based on your company's success, not so much about the token, but the company. So we just did some calculations here. If you had just one node, you kept all of your tokens for the first 24 months. You don't cash them out. You let it ride. You let that Phoenix price increase over the first 24 months. We're getting close to opening the hotel, and you decide to cash out month 24. Then in a very conservative calculation, you could be looking at over $4,000 for just one node holding on to it for 24 months. Now, what is that $700 going to do for you in the bank for the next 24 months? What is that $700 going to do for you in the stock market? What is it going to do for you really anywhere? So if you haven't, and if you don't have an asset in your life, get the first one. Start being smart with how you do your money. You spend it, you put credit cards, you buy stuff that maybe you don't need. Start to have a plan. As soon as you start that, you start to level up. You start to move towards a different type of life. And I mean, obviously I'm biased here and I'm saying you should get, what we're talking about. But in general, that's how my life's changed. I started to think about money in a different way, and it started to change. So let's look at what happens if you stay with the same math. This is a certain way of calculating Phoenix increasing in value over, a certain amount of time, a certain percentage. So we're going from obviously early days of being 12 or 13 cents. We're climbing up here to $3.77 over the next 2 years. Reasonable increase when you think of a crypto coin, right? But if we keep that same math and we stretch that out to 30 months, then we can see that Phoenix can reach $6.67. Then that one node, if you keep all of your Phoenix for 30 months, then that turns into a $7,500 asset. A $7,500 payment or whatever, cash in your hand from a $700 asset. That is extremely powerful numbers. You look at the $10,000 package after 30 months, That turns into 119,000. When you look at the big numbers, you know, the 1 million turns into 14 million in Phoenix. So it's just powerful numbers. When you add the Phoenix effect, because you have an accruing asset and a paying asset working together, and because it's part of that ecosystem and plugged into everything, then you can create that effect by simply using the tools that you have with the entire Miracle ecosystem.
It's true compounding.
Yeah. So here, that's the $10,000 thing. So let me get back to the disclaimer so that everybody knows and understands. These are, you know, projections. You know, we're taking things and this blockchain technology, and we're creating really creative new things around it. There are no guarantees in business or the world. So the financial projections shown us that are based on current estimates and assumptions which may not accurately predict future results. Actual performance can differ significantly due to market conditions, unforeseen factors, and changes in the business environment. This chart is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as financial advice. So here we go. I think we did say this last night, and now you've seen what one node can do for you. And, you know, we really want Vegas to be a very special event. I think it will be absolutely amazing. It'll be great to see everyone again. It'll be great to go to a show together, to have a party together. I highly recommend, don't miss it. And now with getting a free node that you don't have to run every day, that will just pay you for the rest of your life, you're essentially getting paid to come. Of course, we understand if there's no capital there to do that trip. But now at least you know when you come home, you'll have this node. It's going to pay you a minimum of $1 a day. We expect Phoenix to increase over the next few months with everything that we're doing. So there it is. You know, you can actually make a profit by coming to Vegas and having fun.
And I think the biggest part is I hope, you know, hope this doesn't go over anyone's head, but it's not just $1, but $1 in Phoenix. That's the big thing you want to really digest and understand what that can do for you and your family.
So there it is. Las Vegas 2024 event. Ray's working every day from early morning, and he has meetings in the middle of the night sometimes. This is
and the
his
logistics
passion,
team working crazy
to create an amazing, and of course, yeah, all the
experience.
logistics teams, everybody's coming together as a team to create this to be an amazing event. I think,
and I want to hear from anybody who's been to one of our events. I know it's nothing like any events you've ever been to.
So for those of you who are sharing about a company, there's a lot of you out there, warriors, toughing it out through good times, hard times. This program is meant to build wealth. There's over $16.8 million in commissions here that can be made. And really what this is about is earn the commissions, get more nodes, earn the commissions, get more nodes. If you can do that without, you know, using the money for yourself, if you can do that, then level up. And every time you get another one, there's another $1 a day. You get another one, there's another $1 a day that you can, and that you can use. It's there for you to spend, or it's there for you to save, to have that turn into more money for you. Compensation plan is a little bit different because this is a different product. It pays right away, and our economics are different for this product as a result of that. So a little bit less there on the first level, 8, and then level 2 is 3, and level 3 is 3. We will share a little bit more how we do that for the star bonus program. We're still working on that a little bit. So that will be shared in the next few days. And there it is. But you know what I wanted to do really quick? I've been in crypto for a while, and I've bought many, many, many coins ever since 2015 till this day. I had a few that made me a lot of money, a lot. I've had many that have had me lose money. I hold right now probably 50 to 60 different coins that I bought at some point that are worth a lot less than when I bought them. Coins that I bought, $1,200 worth of that coin, and now it's $19 in the wallet. It'll probably never come back to the prices that I bought at. So when you look at what we're doing, we went in with one plan, which was to give everyone an amazing price to start off with, something that we believe that we can keep our coin even short term at a higher price, and we've still been able to achieve that, and I think that'll continue. So a lot of you got in on 5 cents, and took us a minute to get it out there because of what we were doing in the background. And I think we're at 90% now, and I think the last 10% is going out today, so we will have that completely completed. So then, we get messages, people who are new to this, and they haven't been involved in crypto. I have for many years, and I know and I understand this. Industry and the market itself goes through bear markets and bull markets. And coins are absolutely tied to that trend of either trend of going up or trend of going down. And if you're getting involved in the industry during an uptrend, a bull market, then a lot of people are seeing coins that are increasing in value. If you're getting involved right after a bull market, then everyone is seeing their coins reduce in value. If you're getting involved somewhere in between there, a lot of people are seeing their coins staying sort of in a channel of the same price. It's up and it's down, and Tuesday it's $2.10, and Wednesday it's $2.50, and Thursday it's $1.90. It's just a volatile, unpredictable business. To really win is to understand tokenomics and what a token's all about. Now, we have, from the creator side, been obviously working with different people with different opinions and different strategies. And as we are working with people, we're also learning from them. We always knew that building a token around our project, at the end of the day, our success in our project, in our company, and Miracle Pay, and Leveler, and all of these assets is the success of the token. We've been working to do some short-term tricks, I guess you could say, to pump the coin, to get it up there. And you can either succeed in those short-term moves or you don't. We've succeeded in a way of a lot of the people that were in the 5 cent deal have pulled thousands of dollars and made a lot of money. There's a lot of you that probably on the call now that have profited a lot. And that's great. You profited by selling at 20 cents, 18 cents, 17 cents, 15 cents, 12 cents, or whatever those numbers are. It's great. Now, when we go to $2, probably they'll feel like maybe I shouldn't have sold that much at those prices, but it's all depends on what your strategy is. Maybe a lot of you have taken back what you put in, and now you're sitting with coins that basically are worth money, but you've got your money back in your pocket. But I just wanted to kind of take you through BNB, which is Binance coin, and that's the coin that built the Binance brought along for the ride of their success. And that story obviously started in September of 2017, and now we're in 2024. But it started at 10 cents September 16, October 19, it was 4 cents. So it lost about half of its value in a month. And then in November 3, it took off 147. Would have loved to buy it at 4 cents and ride it to 147, right? December 16, 2017, that's 3 months later, 468. January 6, another month on there, 24.37. amazing ride, early ride, great money. Then a month later, it dips down about half of that, $9.72. And then we go to about 10 months later, it went from 972 to 470. So that was the time that we were kind of in a bear market. Not much was going on. Another 2 years later, it's increased from 470 to 940. So it was kind of just doing its thing there. Not many big moves. 100% up. It's 100% up. You're doubling your money, but that's not, you know, big moves. Then all of a sudden, when the bull market hit, it goes from 940 in March to $622 in May. So it'd be nice to own it at 940 and write it up to 622. But it would be nicer to own it at 10 cents and you're just sitting on it for 5 years, 6 years, and now you're at, you know, today is probably around 600. That's how you get like rich with crypto. You got patience. You're sitting on it for a while. You see your value in your wallet. Literally, like if you have, you know, thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars, your wallet value could be $80,000 in February and it could be $10,000 in March. And you may feel like an idiot for not selling at 80,000, you know, because it was worth much more. But if you're a long holder on a token, you're going to see that happen. You're going to see prices dip. You're going to see them run. You're going to see all that. But again, you know, this crypto market with having a token attached to a successful company, playing the long game is probably a really good idea. So my point to you guys is don't stress too much about the short-term value of Phoenix, because Phoenix is not a meme coin. It's not an air coin. It's a coin that's attached to all of what we're doing, the stuff that we were talking about with Hakan today. These are like things that no one's doing. No one's doing what Miracle's doing. This is Hakan. This is his brain, his way of thinking, the successes he had in the past. That's the creation, and that's really why I'm here. That's why I'm speaking to everyone. That's where my confidence comes from, and that's where my passion comes from, to build something in the world that changes the world, that helps people, that helps our community, all of you guys. And that's it, you know. So support our new product if you can. Share our new product. Be involved in it. We have a few weeks until we get to the bond sales, so we're definitely pushing and working as hard as we can to cash flow, to bring us through all of what we need to do as a company. And we have something which I believe is unbelievable, to have a passive income for the rest of your life coming from traditional crypto payment systems. So I know that there's some people who raise their hands and asking questions. Unfortunately, we will not do that on this call. We have a support line. We have support email. Any questions that you have can come from there. There will be some leader councils that we will do that will sort of give you answers there as well. We'll find good ways to support you in getting those questions answered. But this call was not set up for a Q&A, so we will not do that today. But again, we appreciate all of you. We will be sending out an email with a transcript from the bigger meeting. Look through that for all of the timelines and the bonds and what happens with your vesting contracts, and all of that will be shared. Again, I think I wanted to add this, that the vesting of the Phoenix token will start in the next few days. There's a website. There will be an admin panel on there where you will see your account and you will know what's coming out. So with what we're doing now, your payments through that vesting contract can actually become pretty significant, almost like a trust fund payment. thing, a residual income as well through the release of those coins. So that is super exciting. You will have your NFT. There will be a way for that NFT to have a market value. The same with these NFTs. All NFTs we have will have a market value for you to liquidate that. So if you say you get into a $10,000 package and you have all those NFTs, there's a way to liquidate those and to sell those off in case you need money fast or something like that. So you'll be in a very good position to either to come into the plan and to come out of that plan. And we will share that with everyone. Again, the double pay for the next 30 days on something like the $10,000 package, that could be an additional $5,000-$6,000 in extra pay by getting involved early in the first month with the double pay.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
All right, that brings us to our conclusion.
Gun has officially gone off.
Yeah,
this new product, and it's gonna be unbelievable, especially in Vegas. Can't wait to see everyone there. Get registered. Rooms are going quick. We're almost sold out of the rooms, so get them quick.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care. We'll talk to you again. Have a good day. Bye-bye.